There is so much information going on with the Pokemon TCG lately and what's going to happen in 2022. It might be hard to figure it all out, but we're going to talk about it today. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gym Leaders Podcast, where we talk all things Pokemon TCG here on YouTube, all the audio platforms, pretty much wherever the heck we want to. I'm Travis with TCG Funhouse.
And I'm ASX with ASX TCG, ready to talk about some awesomeness that we're getting here in the Pokemon TCG here in 2022.
So much freaking information. You guys know that we are just like 1 week away from Brilliant Stars pre-release and 3 weeks away from the full set release of Brilliant Stars, and we officially have the set list. You can go visit websites like PokeBeach and PokeGuardian.com to check out the full set list for Brilliant Stars, and it looks like a phenomenal set. What do you think, ASX? Does it look like a set you're excited about, on the fence about, or, what do you think?
Yeah, well, if you guys have been listening to our podcast, you know every single time we talk about Brilliant Stars, I tell you how excited I am about it. I absolutely can't wait. Just so many great cards. We're bringing back the character rares or, trainer gallery cards, however you want to call them. I think I'm most excited about those. I think they just look absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. If you guys have watched any VMAX Climax unboxings here on YouTube, I know I got a couple up on the channel. That's the character rare. So all those beautiful cards you're seeing in the Japanese unboxings, we're getting 30 of them. So we're getting half of them inside Brilliant Stars. We're likely getting the other half in the next TCG set, which we're going to talk about later in the video, which is called Astral Radiance. So we're going to talk about that today as well. Plus the new Pokemon Go TCG release that they announced that I'm very confused on. So that's going to be a fun conversation as well. But first, we're going to dive right into Brilliant Stars and talk about, yes, the trainer gallery cards, Charizard V, V-Star, Rainbow Charizard. We're getting our first official Rainbow Charizard since Champion's Path, which means it's going to be a doozy of a set. Very expensive. A lot of people are going to be looking for this. Booster boxes right now are still currently pre-selling around $130, which is significantly higher than what a lot of boxes have recently, at least. I know Fusion Strike. People can't even give away Fusion Strike right now.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Evolving Skies has done pretty well, but I really think Brilliant Stars, in my opinion, is going to be up there with Evolving Skies in terms of pricing on sealed product, singles, and stuff like that. ASX, what do you think is going to be the absolute chase for Brilliant Stars?
Whew, man, that's so tough because there are so many awesome cards in this set. I think when it comes down to it, it's probably going to be one of the Charizards. I know my probably top one or two chase is going to be that Charizard alternate art, but I really love the rainbow as well. I mean, the Charizard looks super fierce in that rainbow, and I haven't really seen an awesome rainbow card, too recently in any of these sets. So I'm super excited about that one as well. So I think it's going to go to the Charizard like it typically does in any set that
Which
they
one
throw
are you
them
choosing,
into.
though? So, like, if I said, is it the rainbow or is it the alternate art character rare trainer gallery? Which one are you going with right now? I need an answer.
Alt art all day.
Okay,
Alt art all day.
Okay.
Because I love the alt art cards. In any set that they're in, like those are my chases. Those are the ones I go after. Those are the ones that I keep in my collection.
Very beautiful cards.
And I love the artwork.
I'm going to say the opposite. I'm going to tell you that I think the rainbow is going to be the most expensive, and I'm going to tell you it's because I think the rainbow is going to be more rare. I think the trainer gallery cards are going to be a little bit more common than we think. Kind of like what happened with the Amazing Rares and the Prism Stars and stuff like that. And even in Cosmic Eclipse, you were definitely more likely to pull a character rare card from Cosmic Eclipse than you were a rainbow card. You just were. And honestly, the Pikachu, even to this day, I think is the only character rare that's like over $10. I think the Piplup might be as well. The Mimikyu and Piplup are like right there pushing that $10 to $15 range. But the Pikachu is the only one that's like a significant collector's card out of all the other character rares from Cosmic
Yeah.
Eclipse, and I would not be surprised if that was something similar. Um,
They
with
were pretty common in the VMAX Climax, right?
correct, yep, yeah,
Yeah.
you got like four or five, 3 to 4 a box, I would say. You would
Yeah.
get one of like the the V, the V character rares, and you'd get
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 of the regular character rares. And I would kind of expect the same lines. I think for these now, the only difference is like the character rares were like all in one spot, and these are like kind of spread throughout. Like the Charizard V full art is back to back with the Charizard V alternate art, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange to me that the way that they numbered them and stuff like that. But I think the rainbows, we're gonna see the return of the rainbows being the significantly more rare cards, which isn't a bad thing, but I do
Yeah.
think 2022 they're going to go back to having the rainbows be more rare than the alternate arts, like for Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. It was the Rayquaza alt art, the Umbreon alt art, the Mew Gengar alt arts
Yeah.
are the chases. The Rainbow Rare Mew is significantly more affordable than the Mew VMAX alternate art.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say they want more of these alternate arts in the hands of the collectors. So I think they're going the route of the character rare / trainer gallery cards. So that way more people can get these sought after beautiful artwork cards, and they're going to push back the rainbows and the golds to be like the most rare and expensive cards. That's my thoughts. What do you think
Yeah.
about my opinion?
Yeah, I think you're right. Thinking about how common, those the character rare cards were in VMAX Climax. If they do that,
And real quick, there's
yeah,
30 there's 30 different trainer gallery cards as opposed
true,
to 4 Pokemon rainbows. So, all
true,
right, go
true.
ahead. Sorry, I had
Yeah,
to
no,
finish
you're
my point.
fine. Yeah, no, so I do think you're right. That now that you mentioned that, yeah, there's 30 versus 4. You already have a much higher chance at pulling one of those character rares.
Yeah,
But that doesn't change how I feel about them. I'm still super excited
me too, man. Me
about
too.
those, and I think they're gonna be textured as well. I could be wrong on that.
The VMAX
Um,
Climax ones are.
yeah,
And
so
then the V
that
stars are as well. So from like Starbirth, the Charizard V
yeah.
star and stuff like those are textured as well.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for, and I think those will look. I mean, I really love the ones from Cosmic Eclipse as well, but I think adding some texture on there is just going to take it, to the next level,
Hmm.
for those types of cards at least. And just with the way that alt arts are going right now, in terms of like price wise, when you look at Chilling Rain, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike, and I mean all the alt arts are right at the top.
Yeah.
But I think you are right with them kind of going back to these, well, at least in my opinion, two big hitters for the rainbow cards. I believe they are probably going to be much harder to pull, much more sought after, and definitely on the high end of what we're going to
So
see for pricing.
as I look at this more, technically the Charizard V alternate art is not part of the trainer gallery. I'm noticing as I look at this more, like when you scroll down, you got the trainer gallery, and that's where you got the Evolutions, the Zekrom, the Sylveon Mimikyus and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Technically, the Charizard V alternate art is not a trainer gallery card,
yeah,
which could make me put my foot in my mouth for the statement that I said before about the rainbows. But again, it does hurt it that it's not a VMAX alternate art or a V Star alternate art or something like that, right? Just a technical
yeah.
V alt art. So, but yeah, definitely interested to see what's going to happen. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Which Charizard is going to push the higher value? Is it going to be the alternate art Charizard V, or is it going to be the Rainbow V Star with the brand new type of card, bringing the rainbows back? Let us know down there in the comment section if you're here on YouTube. And then I'm going to ask you this one last question before we move on to maybe our next topic, ASX.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Arceus V Star Gold is going to push either of those Charizards?
Ooh, I think it's going to be close. I think Charizard will come out in the end, as he always does.
I agree.
But I think it's going to be up there. It's the first Arceus card that we've really had in a long time.
I think,
Especially one
what
like
was the
this, a nice
last
full
one?
art.
Was it the Prism Star? Was the Prism Star the last Arceus we got?
There was a Shining Arceus in Shining Legends. So
True.
I don't know if that came before or after that Prism card.
Before the
I
Prism
can't
card.
remember.
Yeah. Well, I think Prism came after, because I think
Okay.
Shining Legends came. It was the first subset for
Yeah.
Sun and Moon era, and I think the Prism cards were kind of like the middle portion of Sun and Moon era. So I do think, but they're probably right there. Probably printed the same year.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it'll give it a run for its money. I mean, it's a beautiful card, and I mean, who wouldn't want a shiny, gold
Oh,
Arceus card,
I want it so
in
bad.
their collection? Yeah, me too. So yeah, I think it'll be up there. I think it's gonna be a top 3.
Yeah. Sleeper. I'm going to tell you a sleeper right now for one of the more expensive cards in the set is the Gold Ultra Ball. That's going to
Yeah.
be a very, very expensive card. It's going to be in a lot of people's decks. It's going to go
Yep.
right up to meta, and it's going to scream up there and be in every single person competitive deck. And getting that gold full art version, you're probably going to be looking at like a $70, $80 card early on. It
I
might
think so.
come down later on, but it's going to be a very expensive card in the very, very beginning of the set release. So if you pull one, sell it.
Definitely. I would agree with that.
um,
100%.
But yeah, just real quick here, confirmed for the trainer galleries, because you guys know we have 60 total character rare / trainer gallery cards inside of VMAX Climax, and only 30 of them are making the cut for Brilliant Star, which is Eevee and all of the evolutions, minus Glaceon, Espeon, and Leafeon. Why they keep leaving Espeon out of these lists and stuff, I have no clue. But you know what? Evolutions are super popular, so I'm not surprised that they split them up, and they'll probably put in the rest of them in Astral Radiance. The
Yeah.
Zekrom card is actually one of my chases. I love that artwork with N riding on on Zekron's back.
Absolutely beautiful. That is such
So
an
good,
awesome card.
so
That's
good.
definitely my top 3 of the character rares that I want for sure from this set.
Another sleeper right here, Umbreon VMAX character
Yeah.
rare. That is another one that's going to be pushing. I mean, look at the Umbreon for Evolving Skies. It's
That thing is
it's
pricey.
it's technically the Umbreon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies is the most expensive set in the entire Sword and Shield era right now.
Wow.
It is value
Yeah.
more value than all of the Charizards printed so far in Sword and Shield. So
Yep.
I would not be surprised if that card pushes the Charizards as well. Keep an eye out for that. But something I want to talk about here is the 2 black and gold cards that they're giving us and how shitty they are. I mentioned it before we hit the record button. I'm super disappointed that they are introducing these 2 new, like this new style of card, right? So yes, technically
Yeah.
we got like a black and gold Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus already, but these are different. They got the colored borders around the card. There was, I think I want to say 6 or 7 of these inside VMAX Climax, and what 2 did they decide to give us in Brilliant Stars to introduce us to these style of cards? The freaking Urshifus, man. So I have
uh,
had enough Urshifu in my life, bro. Like, I am
yeah.
done with Urshifu. I'm done with Calyrex. It is time for us to move on from the crappy DLC, mythical Pokemon, legendary Pokemon that they gave us. Like, I'm done. I'm done with them. What are your thoughts on the trainer gallery and then the black and gold cards we got?
Sure. Yeah. So like I've said, the trainer gallery is what I'm most excited about. I think you're right on Umbreon being a sleeper. With just looking at the price, Umbreon VMAX, I should say,
Yep.
just looking at the price that it is in Evolving Skies. I think I do like the Evolving Skies one a little bit more. Um,
Me
but I
too.
mean, this is an absolutely beautiful card as well. I think this one will be a little bit less than the one you see in Evolving Skies, but it's going to be right up there. I mean, absolutely beautiful card. And I mean, just a lot of the other ones too. Um, Kind of interesting that Mimikyu is getting regular VMAX as well
Right?
as a character rare VMAX as well. Mimikyu getting a lot of love in
I
this
was gonna
set,
say
but
how much Mimikyu have we gotten in Sword and Shield? Like quite a
not a whole
bit.
lot.
Quite a
Well,
bit.
Mimikyu and regular cards, yes.
Yeah. Well, we
Definitely, I feel
also
like
got
it's
the
been in
V and
almost
V
every set.
Max. We got the V and V
Yeah,
Max. And then Mimikyu has been in a lot of sets already. And then now we're getting
yeah,
another V Max. And then the alternate art V and V Max. So we got like 6 ultra rare or better Mimikyus in the Sword and Shield era, and it's a Sun and Moon Pokemon, so that's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, from what I can see out there in the community, it does seem like a pretty big fan favorite,
Oh yeah.
Mimikyu. So I think that's probably the big reason why. Sad to see another Boltund V and not an Arcanine, but we'll
Oh, come
table
on,
that
bro.
for another
Bolton's getting
discussion.
its very own box in April. What are you talking about? We're getting the
I
Bolton
know.
V
Yeah,
box in
I'm
April.
super excited about the Boltund V box. I got Boltund V tins over here that I've never even opened up because I just had never got to them. But I need an Arcanine in my life, guys. Yeah, and then we get to
It's
the gold
coming.
cars.
We're gonna get one in
I think so.
Astral Radiance. I'm telling you.
I think so. I think so. It's my day is coming here. But yeah, man, these gold cards, like, like why do we have to go with those two? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Urshifu is a really cool Pokemon. Like a Kung Fu bear. I guess he is. Um,
He's not a cool Pokemon.
well, I think
I'm
he
just
is.
kidding. He's pretty cool. I don't mind playing with him, but I don't need all this. Where they have to give us
Right.
two versions of every single kind.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah. I mean, I think this could have been a cool time to do a different Pokemon that they haven't done a gold card for, and introduce it that way. A popular Pokemon, one that we can all love and, or
Right.
that we all love and can all
So
get around and everything. And
the hard part
these just
about
aren't
that
that.
is they're consistently trying to print cards that to play, and we've talked
Yeah.
about it in the past. There's a reason why they keep reprinting so many of these same Pokemon. It's because they want to continue the decks to be fluid, right?
Yeah.
That's why they keep giving us the same Rapid Strike Urshifu, with the same abilities, and it's gold, and it's rainbow, and then it's an alternate art, and then it's a V and a V Max, and then there's the alternate art, and then there's and it's just they do that because they don't want to make the TCG game too convoluted.
Yeah.
And that's why I really think they need to focus on making some cards for collectors. And I almost think that the trainer gallery was a missed opportunity for them because it was an opportunity for them to do that. The trainer,
Yeah.
give me a 30 card subset inside of a set that is specifically for collectors and not designed to be played in the TCG. And you can do anything, right? You could have grabbed Pokemon from Sinnoh and Johto and all these other regions that aren't in the current meta and
Yeah.
give them amazing artwork cards that really don't need to be played. You can
Yeah.
just, you can make them playable. Just give them shitty stats, give them bad moves, whatever. They don't need to be played. You still want to keep the
Right.
design the same. You still want the action cost and the HP, and you want it to look like a Pokemon
Sure.
card.
Sure.
But just don't make it viable. Stop reprinting these viable cards to where now you have 8 different options. You got a $3 option and then an $80 option. Like,
Right.
who cares, man? Who cares? That's my rant.
Right. And I think I thought I read here on this article here on Poke Beach that the trainer gallery is something that they're planning on continuing
Correct.
past just Astral. What was it? Astral Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe down the road they could get to something more like that. Maybe just testing the waters right now to see if we like these types of cards. I think it's going to be a hit. I really do.
Yeah.
So I agree. I hope they do come up with something where they do have kind of like a collector's subset where you're right. You're like, they're going to look like Pokemon cards, right? They're going to still have attacks and HP and stats essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have to make them playable. Like really put the time and effort into the artwork. Like I can see that they're really starting to do with these types of cards
100%.
and go with that. And I think that, you can have that subset inside of, a set that is great for, players that has a bunch of great cards in it.
Yep.
But I think that's definitely an awesome route to go.
Yep. I agree 100%. Before we move on to Astral Radiance, I just want to say that there are some products coming out in April to keep an eye out for. We are getting more Evolution 10s in April. We're getting Umbreon, Sylveon. Who was the third one?
Oh man, you're asking the wrong person. I cannot remember.
I was
what
literally
that is.
just looking at it. Umbreon, Sylveon. It's got to be Espeon, right? Yeah. So
Probably,
those three
yeah.
are going to be getting 10s. They're going to be the 5-pack 10s that we've been getting in English recently. I do believe in Europe it's the 4-pack 10s still. But 5-pack 10s at $24.99. We're also going to be getting the Lacario V-Star Premium Collection box in April as well. It's going to be a bigger box, obviously, but it looks like it's only going to have like 5 packs or so. So I think this is going to be something more along the lines of what we got with the Glaceon and Eevee or
Mm.
Leafeon boxes. I
Yeah.
think Lucario is going to be the next V-Star box where you're going to get a V-Star and a full art Lucario inside, which is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be full of Brilliant Stars packs and Fusion Strike for the most part. So keep your eyes out for that because Lucario is my G, deserves all the love. We're also getting the next V Union collection set
Yeah.
in April as well. So we're getting the Morpeko V Union, which is going to come with the 4 cards put together to make one V Union card, and then the jumbo card, just like we got with the Mewtwo, Greninja, and Zacian,
Yep.
Zashishun, whatever.
That's so interesting. I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't think they were going to continue with the V Union.
I don't think they
Uh,
should.
I don't think they should either, to be honest with you. Like, they're not super playable decks.
No.
I've not played. I've played the Zacian, and I've played the Pikachu, and I've played the Greninja. I've not played the Mewtwo, which I really actually want to try to play.
Uh-huh.
But they're not easy decks to play. It is not easy to get those all 4 of those cards out, into your discard pile to
Yep.
take them out. So it's interesting that they're still going with it. I mean, I think they look really cool.
Yeah.
All the V Union cards together, but kind of strange.
Technically, I'm sure the Morpeko V Union was probably already in the creation stage as the other ones
Probably.
released, and they were
Yeah.
probably expecting it to have a bigger impact. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to drop the V Unions.
Yeah.
We might get a couple more. I mean, I don't even know like who else or what else they could. Maybe some Galarian Bird V Unions or something. Because they have to
Yeah.
reprint all the same freaking Pokemon again. But yeah, this could be the last reunion box, and if it's not, there's probably only going to be 1, 2, or 3 more, which
Yeah.
which to me makes me think that these are going to be very investable 4-piece sets in the future. So keep an eye
Yeah.
out for those. So all that stuff is coming out in April, which is interesting because the next set technically is scheduled for May, which
Yep.
is Astral Radiance. Which, just to talk about it here briefly, Astral Radiance is going to be um, anchored by Legends Arceus stuff, right? So it's going to be technically the Legends Arceus set. So even though we're getting Arceus inside Brilliant Stars, Astral
Mhm.
Radiance is really the Legends Arceus set, where we're going to get the origin forms of Dalkia,
Dalkia. I like it. New Pokemon.
Dialga, and Palkia. Fusion Pokemon. Dialga and Palkia are going to be the anchors. They're also anticipation that we're going to get the starters in V cards in their Hisuian forms of Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurott. I also think we're probably going to get the other Hisuian forms, like, we know Cleavor is going to be in it, but Growlithe and Arcanine.
Say it.
Boy.
There we go.
Ya
There
boy.
we go.
We already do have confirmation that Cleavor and Weirdeer are going to be inside the Battle Legion set, the next set for Japan, which is going to be one of the sets that makes up Astral Radiance. So we kind of know that some of the Battle Legion is going to be moving over to Astral Radiance, along with Time Gazer and Space Juggler Japanese sets that will be coming out later on. And this set is coming May 27th. So Astral Radiance is coming out May 27th. Make sure you guys stay close to your Poke Beaches and Poke Guardians for more information, because once Brilliant Stars hits the shelves, I guarantee you the floodgates are going to open up on this Astral Radiance information, and we're going to be getting pictures of cards and sets, set logo, pack arts. We're going to be getting all that stuff probably within a week or two of Brilliant Stars coming out. So, from what you've read about Legends Arceus, Astral Radiance, about Legends Arceus, what are you excited about? Do you think it's a good idea? You think it's a fun set? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So, I mean, right off the bat, Astral Radiance just, I don't know, that just like hits a perfect note with me. I think that
cool
the name of the set sounds
really,
it sounds cool, right? It just kind of gets me thinking, like, obviously time and space, right? Palkia and Dialga. Dalkia, as you call
bro.
Um, so I'm actually kind of excited about this set. I know we don't know a whole lot about it yet, so there's,
Yep.
still room to, be a little bit upset about it, but I'm super excited to hear that they are going to have, a good Hisuian lineup in this set. And, that just gets me pumped and, hoping, keeping my fingers crossed and not putting all my eggs in the basket. But, having that Arcanine card, hopefully a V in V Max would be
Yep.
amazing, or a V Star would be cool. But yeah, I'm most excited for the potential of that happening. But I think we might see it as kind of like what happened to like Battle Styles, or especially like what happened to Battle Styles, because
Hmm.
Brilliant Stars is going to be one of those double banger sets where you can pull
Yep.
something in the reverse or
Well,
and the rare
Astro
spot.
Radiant should be too. So we should be getting the
Oh, you're
other
right.
30 trainer gallery
You're
cards
right.
inside of Astro Radiant. So that part is probably going to be the same.
You're right. You're right on that. I don't know. I mean, they're giving us a lot of awesome Pokemon in Brilliant Stars, and I
Yep.
have a feeling that the Pokemon in this set might not be as sought after. I could be totally wrong.
Yep.
But I have a feeling that Brilliant Stars is probably going to be the more popular one out of these two.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, first of all, you have the anchor in Brilliant Stars and Charizard. And
Yeah.
then you got Arceus, who is, one of the most popular mythical Pokemon. Like, he's literally the
Yeah.
god of Pokemon. Like, when you see
Right.
Arceus, he's one of the few Pokemon that makes you think something special, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to me, Mew does that too. Like, Mew and Arceus make me think that something special is happening. When you see
Yeah.
Arceus and when you see Mew, it's like, okay, like they are literally the epitome of a mythical Pokemon to me. So
Yeah.
when you have them anchoring a set like Brilliant Stars, I definitely think the Astral Radiance is going to be a calm down set. It's going to be a Battle
Yeah.
Styles. It's going to be a Chilling Rain. It's going to be. I think people are way underestimating Fusion Strike. I think Fusion Strike is going to be a fantastic set. When you think about it, 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're going to go, hey, remember that set that had Mew and Gengar as anchors and then an awesome
Yeah.
Espeon alternate art in it as well? Like, people are really, just like Unified Minds. People left Unified Minds on the shelf for a long time, and then now it's one of the most popular Sun and Moon sets. So
Yep.
I definitely think that Fusion Strike's going to be fine, but this one here, I think it's going to be a calm downer. I don't think Palkia and Dialga, especially in their origin forms, are going to
Mm.
carry enough weight to linchpin a set. Normally Palkia and Dialga are they're throw-ins. They're
Yeah.
throw-ins that are just regular hollows, maybe a GX at best. Something like that. But I mean, when have we ever even had a Palkia Dialga Rainbow Gold? None of that stuff, right?
Not that I
Um,
can think of
they're
for
never
those two.
considered.
No.
They're not
Yeah.
popular enough. Box art legendaries are not really popular enough. They're
Yeah.
just not. Unless it's Mewtwo, or I guess he wasn't box art because it was Charizard and Blastoise, but like Lugia as a box art, is in
Yeah.
Ho-Oh are probably the two that come to mind. But Solgaleo, Lunala, they got great cards that aren't worth crap. They got their
Yeah.
first gold.
Yeah.
They've had all that stuff. So, but that being said, I do have one question. S9A Japanese set Battle Legion comes out on February 25th, the exact same day as Brilliant Stars, and it's a subset. It's going to be a subset for Japanese release, not a whole standard set. And
Yeah.
they're going to be introducing some new Pokemon called Sparkling Pokemon. So the two cards that we do have pictures of, one of them's on the thumbnail. Sparkling Greninja and Sparkling Halucha are going to be, inside of this set, along with I'm sure others. I don't know how many. It could have a whole bunch. It could have
Yeah.
10 for all I know. I'm not sure what their plan is for Sparkling Pokemon, but they look phenomenal. They are not in full art form. It looks like they are in
Yeah.
standard form, kind of like Shining Legends. So when I think
Yeah.
of Sparkling Pokemon, I think how Shining Legends had Shining Pokemon, right? So like
Right.
the difference between Shining Legends and Hidden Fates and Shining Fates, Shiny is not in the name.
Right.
It's not shiny Charizard. We call it shiny Charizard, but it is still just shiny. It's just Charizard. It's Charizard GX. It's
Right.
not shiny. These have sparkling in the name, kind of like how Shining Legends has Shining Arceus and Shining Mew were the two big chases over there. I think that's what we're going to get for these. It looks to me as if the Pokemon is going to be textured, but the rest of the card is not, which is exactly what we have for Shining Legends. The Pokemon were textured, the rest of the card was flat. I think it's going
Yeah.
to be the same. So I think these are going to be very similar cards to that. There's a really amazing hollow pattern in the Japanese. I hope they keep that, but my hopes are not up for it. The Japanese cards are very well known to have these different kinds of reverse hollow patterns and hollow patterns on the cards themselves. That I wouldn't be surprised if that's not how the English cards look. We just get
Yeah.
the textured shiny Pokemon, which I'm still completely cool with. Shining Legends is one of my favorite sets of all time, and the Shining Mew in that is technically, literally, my favorite card of all time. Is the Shining Mew from Shining Legends. I love that card so much. Um, Battle Legion is also going to be anchored by Lacario, Garchomp, and Darkrai. So we're getting Darkrai
Yeah.
V Star, Lucario V Star, which is actually going to be inside the Lucario box we talked about earlier for English release. And we're going to be getting some like character rares, alternate arts of Garchomp and Starmie and stuff like that look absolutely fantastic. Again, you can get all that information over on PokeBeach and PokeGuardian.com. But we're running out of time here, so we're going to skip over those. It's also going to be the first place you find Cleavor and Weird Ears and Battle Legion. And
Yeah.
I do think a lot of that's going to be in Astral Radiance as well because it's the Legends Arceus set. But they're releasing a Pokemon Go set, ASX.
Yeah.
A Pokemon Go set in 2022. This game came out in 2016, and it was one
Right.
of the most popular games ever. Okay, in the history of video games, Pokemon Go had so much hype around it. It was pretty much unlike any other game in a very, very, very long time. You can
Definitely.
almost say that Pokemon Go is one of the reasons for the resurgence of the entire Pokemon genre and the Pokemon TCG because it got
Yeah.
so popular and all that stuff. I think, if you ask me my opinion, they are 6 years too late on a Pokemon Go TCG set. I have zero interest in this. I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. I understand that there is still a healthy Pokemon Go community, but it's
Yeah.
not nearly where it was in 2016, 2017, even like a 2018. The community for Pokemon Go was significantly healthier than what it is now, even though it still is a semi popular game. It's a popular game on mobile devices,
Yeah. I
but they're
still log
way
on
too
every now and
late.
then.
They're way too
Oh,
late.
yeah.
I think the set should have come out in 16 or 17, but I think their goal for this is I think they want to take the popularity that the TCG has enjoyed over the last year and a half, and try to get people back into Pokemon Go. I think they're doing the reverse here. I think they used
Yeah.
Pokemon Go to bring people back into Pokemon genre and the Pokemon TCG, and now after the TCG explosion of 2020 and 2021, I think they're trying to use that to bring people back to Pokemon Go. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, it's very weird that we're getting this now and not years ago. Like you said,
So
it
strange.
it makes sense to me that maybe the game's not doing as well as it was before, and they're
Oh
like, all
yeah,
right, we got to
for
do
sure.
something. They're hopping on the TCG train. This has been blowing up for the past 2 years. So hop on that. But it's hard for me to like think about like what kind of cards can be in there. Like, what are they going to look like? This just seems like
Right?
a totally different set than anything that we've really had before. Maybe like I think you mentioned it before we started filming. Like Detective Pikachu is kind
Yeah.
of totally like way different than what we've had before. So
And none of
you
those
know,
games are playable, let's be honest, or those
right?
cards.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, not at all. And I think this set is going to be kind of like that. Just thinking, I mean, like Pokemon Go, you play it in the real world. Maybe we're going to have, see some real world locations or something in the artworks and the backgrounds of some of these cards. Um,
That would be cool.
like
That would
Mewtwo
that would be
flying around
kind
the
of
Eiffel
cool.
Tower or something, something cool like that. So I think,
Eh,
I think we're gonna see some cool cards in the set, right? I don't think it's gonna be a total wash, but
yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna be a set where it's like you're gonna have a lot of playable cards at all, really. I don't even know if we know how many cards are coming in the set at all yet. I don't think so.
We don't know much of anything except
No. They're
all
gonna
we
be
all we
10.
have is the pack arts. We have the English
Yeah,
pack art and the Japanese pack art, and it is a normal 10 card per pack.
right.
It's a set, so it's. I was thinking that this would probably be the perfect set to follow the Detective Pikachu and Celebrations route of 4 cards per set.
Yeah,
Pokemon Go cards, put them at your 7-Elevens and put them at your gas stations, at your dollar stores. Like that would be like the
right.
perfect opportunity for I think them to get into the Pokemon Go era of TCG cards. And I don't know, I'm not excited for it. Whatever, even what you're saying, because it looks like Mewtwo might be one of the linchpin Pokemon
Yeah.
on the pack art, and he mentions it here. You can see Pikachu, Gyarados, Blissey, Apom, Larvitar, and Conkeldurr. Like, okay, whatever. It is what it
Yeah.
is. Professor Willow will get a card, which will be kind of
Yeah.
cool. But it's just I don't know. Like I definitely think this is going to be one of our subsets, and you mentioned it. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that, and you mentioned that earlier. Like this is probably our first subset of 2022,
I think
and
so.
that just took the wind out of my sails. Like that just made
Sorry.
me get so sad and so depressed. Like I know it's not going to be our holiday set, which is usually the bigger of the
Yeah, I'm
subsets,
glad this is not a holiday set. That would
but
be a big bummer.
I mean they only give us like 2 subsets a year, man. We only get 2 subsets a year, and one of them is going to be a freaking Pokemon Go set. So I'm not trying to be negative here, but this is
Right.
probably the set that I've been least excited for ever
Yeah.
since I
Yeah.
got back into it. Seriously.
Right. And I mean, this totally reminds me of too. I mean, there's over like probably over the past 3 or 4 years or so, I have seen like fake
Fake
Pokemon
cards,
cards
fake
online, and
Pokemon
they're
Go cards.
fake
Yes,
Pokemon Go, and it just when I first saw this, to be honest with you,
it's
I was
not
like, oh,
real.
that's fake. Like there's no way. And then I read into it more. I'm like, oh man, okay, they really are going through with this. They are really making a Pokemon Go set, and I hope these cards don't look anything like those fake cards did.
Oh
I
man.
gotta say.
All right.
But it's
I'm so bummed.
not a set I'm like super pumped about. Especially too, I'm not gonna lie, like if the artwork like kind of looks like that 3D
Oh, that'll be
kind
so
of
bad.
kind
Oh
of
my god.
CGI
Could you
type of
imagine
thing, like
if they're like Pokemon Go screenshot type Pokemon?
that's
Like,
what I'm talking
oh
like, oh, no
no.
thanks. No
Oh.
thanks. Because I mean, we've had things like that in the past. Like there's some, vintage cards where you could tell it's like screenshots from the N64 like battle
Right.
stadium or
Yep.
something like that.
Oh
And
no.
I just hope that that's not the route they're going with here.
I
Because it
think
kind of
they
looks like
are.
that from the pack arts.
I think they are. I'm so bummed.
I hope we're totally wrong. I hope this set is like an awesome set, but I don't
Me
know.
too. Me too, man. But let us know in the comment section, guys, if you're watching on YouTube. What do you think of this Pokemon Go set? I think it's going to be a bomb. I really do. I think it might be the first misstep that they have in the last couple of years because they've been doing a very good job at giving us what we want as consumers. But I think this could be a major mishap. I think that could be one of the first sets that bombs that you just find on the shelf consistently over and over and over again, especially if there's not any big hitting chase cards or whatever. So,
Yeah. No Charizard on the pack art this time.
right, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, well, this is the first time we're getting Mewtwo in the Sword and Shield era, and it's so sad
True.
that it's inside freaking Pokemon Go. But
Oh man.
anyway, guys, that's all we got for the episode. Tons of information. Again, I can't stress enough. Go check out PokeBeach. Go check out PokeGuardian. Those are the 2 sites that I follow religiously for a lot of my Pokemon news. So make sure you guys go check them out. Very, very reliable sources. They've been doing this for a very, very long time. But you know how it goes. Before we get out of here, ASX, you got to say one last thing to the peeps, man. The peeps.
Yeah. So thank you guys all for everybody that's come over here from the Gym Leaders podcast over to my channel. I just hit 500 subs on my channel, And I
Nice,
want to let
nice.
you know that we're going to be doing a huge live celebration. This is my very first time going live on my channel.
Woo!
I don't have a date quite yet, but it's going to be within the month of February here. So go over, sub if you haven't yet, and turn those notification bells on because it's going to be a party.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm going to have to check it out. Gonna have to check it
You're
out.
going to have
Check
to
your
be there,
live
man.
chops. Check your live chops. See how you do. And all that stuff. So, yeah, guys, go check out his channel. Go drop him a sub. He posts regular Pokemon content, and he constantly pulls Charizard. So, if you're into that sort of
All the
thing,
time.
that's the guy you want to be on. But without further ado, that's the end of our podcast, guys. And I hope you have a wonderful night.